Well, good evening, good night, actually, everybody. I hope you're all doing really, really, really well. Why? Every time, every feckin' time. I said feck because my mother should be watching. I bloody hope. Hold on. Um, Damn it, not yet, ma'am. God Almighty. I'm gonna have to text her here in a minute because we got a little bit of a scheme, a bit of a plan on how to figure out how to draw the merch box at long last, lads and lassies. I did not account for how much work that part of it was going to be. I thought it'd be all easy, be all fun and games. Not so simple. Not so simple at all. It seemed like such a simple idea, but now for this month's merch box, I have a way better system, but it can't be retroactively applied, if that makes sense. So I went over to my mom's house, had dinner over there, and we sat down and figured out a way to do it. She was like, I'll take care of it. So basically, we did a spreadsheet of everybody's names. And it was torture. It was torture. But now I have a way better system of doing it. So for this month's one, it's gonna be so much easier. So basically, my mom's doing it for me. Sometimes that's the easiest way to do it, really. You know, laundry and free internet draws. And washing my drawers and then drawing my drawers. Anyway, might seem like some major merch plugging going on right now with the Irish Demon fight night mug, the fight night that never fucking happened, by the way. Chili, you big vagina. Yeah, so there was a few things I needed to make to actually put into the merch box. Because I love to make things. Making things is fun. So as you guys know, well, some of you will know, I used to actually I used to do a lot of like wood whittling. It was just really relaxing. I actually did what I thought was one of my most favoritist live streams ever when I was living back in Australia. And I literally had the camera facing down at the table. I was just sitting there whittling wood, answering questions. It was fantastic. It was just really, really nice. So I whittled the spoon. And what I like to do is find like old, bits of deadfall wood out in the farm here and make things out of it, little birdhouses and crap like that. So I made a spoon. I whittled a spoon for the lucky winner. The other hobby of mine, it's a major hobby of mine, kind of like a little bit of a business, actually. It's kind of doing, it's slow. It's starting off slow, but it's getting there. It's getting there slowly but surely. And that is, I love to do leather work. It's actually a passion of mine. And I buy these massive rolls of leather and I make what I think are pretty cool things out of it. Mostly like motorcycle saddlebags. If you're watching, somebody emailed me for whatever reason. I can't open your email. Somebody was asking me about making a holster for them. I've never made one, but I'm definitely willing to give it a go for you. And if I can, then I will send it to you free of charge for a few months. You try it out. And then if you like it, I'll just get you to make a donation on my behalf to a charity of your choice. Blake Bett says, make an Irish Demon carving. I can try. I'm not that good at the kind of more artistic carving, but this is one of the things I made. So this is the Demon Army wrist strap. Now, in hindsight, probably not the best design to go with, because when I make these for people, which I actually do quite a bit, not the Demon Army ones, like custom Harley Davidson ones or whatever, like mostly motorcycle related stuff. And when I do make those for people, I get their measurement. So I measure their wrist. So it's like a perfect fit every single time. And but what I didn't account for is the fact that the lucky winner of the merch box may not have the same wrist size as me. Now, I made this slightly smaller than mine because I got big, muscly man wrists. But yeah, so that's the wrist strap. So it's made out of it's actually reclaimed leather. And yeah, it's all hand carved. So it's actually 3D, like it's actually carved in there. Yeah, it's just a little hobby, something that I really like doing. And so yeah, that's going to be in the merch box. There's also going to be, I don't have it right now because it's actually drying right now. A similar IDA keyring, handmade by my fair hands. And what else is in there? There's some really nice Irish chocolate. I got some lovely Irish candies and things like that in there. One of these are only available in the merch boxes. These hats, they're those kind of Nordic style, like hiking hats or whatever. And this is actually embroidered as well, so it's like really good quality. I really like it. It's actually really worth. They're quite expensive too. These cost me quite a bit each, but they're lovely. They're so warm and so comfortable. Chili Asmatic says, yeah, on reclaimed leather, save the cows. Absolutely. So when I say reclaimed leather, I go to a lot of car boot sales, we call them here, kind of like flea markets and things like that. And if I see like, you know, old tatty leather jackets or whatever, I buy them and I use them to make bags and small little custom bits for people. But when it comes to doing stuff like this like the 3D stamped leather work, you need to have a certain type of leather, which is like, it's called a raw tan leather like this. So that's how leather looks before you do anything to it. And so the one that I buy, it's actually so some of the abattoirs and stuff that, you know, make meat for us, a lot of them, they just dump the skins because it's just not worth the cost to store and tan them, and it wouldn't be the best quality for leather for big pieces, like, you know, for making car seats or jackets or whatever. But it's perfect for making small things. And so this company that I buy from, I say company, it's a guy I know that does it. He goes and gets that and tans it, and it's a bit more expensive, but it's yeah, it's pretty cool though. But I really like making stuff like this. Now I am available to make these things for people. Yeah, I use a veg tan leather in Mora. That's exactly what it is. But anyway, I do make custom stuff like this and belts as well. Now the belts are quite expensive to make and expensive to buy, but things like this, custom, whatever you want on it, pretty much would be about maybe €40 plus post and packaging or whatever, which is a lot cheaper than most places that make them. But anyway, so that's there. There's the key ring. There's one of these custom hats, and it's like all embroidered. It's really nice, and you can only get this in the merch box. You also will be getting an Irish Demon mug and sweeties and some of my favorite candies and my favorite chocolate, Fries cream and Cadbury's, and a few other little bits and pieces in there as well. So we'll be drawing that tonight. I'm hoping that my mom is on right now, because she is actually the one that's drawing it for me. She's not. Hold on. No, she's not yet. I'll message her here in a minute and see what she does. So she's going to draw it. So I showed her today how to use the random number generator. So I put everybody's name on a list, and so like, oh, there she is, the boss. The boss is here. Look busy. No swearing, because she'll try to out-swear you. Hold on there now. Fire Drake, I hope I said that right. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you're here. In Mora, what kind of stuff do you make? Oh, so veg tan leather. It's actually, this is real leather. So it's like real cow's leather. I have some buffalo. I have kangaroo. I have loads of random different types of leather. Lamb's leather for making like ladies' bags and whatnot. But yeah, vegetable tan is literally just how it's processed. So it's actually real leather. It's just processed in a slightly different way. There's loads of different ways of doing it. So anyway, that's the leather work side of things. I see a few of you here messaging about leather work, right? Who have some things that they'd like. So what I will do in a minute here while I'm playing the video, I'll set up a separate email address. I'll set up a separate email address just for people who want to get leather work done. Because I know a few people reached out, and it's very hard for me to find things in my emails. I get thousands of emails, literally over 1,000 emails every day. long story. So yeah, I'll set that up here in a minute. Just set up a quick one for people to message me their requests, and I'll definitely do my best. This is what I'm best at doing, but I'm open to trying new things or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Now, so we'll be picking a winner for the merch box tonight. Mammy's going to do that for me with a random number generator. I've made a spreadsheet and I've gone over it so many times to make sure that it's right. And it's about as close as possible to being right. And as far as I can see. So I've gone over it a few times. It looks good. And we're going to pick a winner for that tonight. There'll also be a few mugs going out to people. There'll be a few mugs going out to people and a few other little bits and pieces that'll be going out to people randomly as well. So just stay tuned for all that. They'll be going out. I don't know if I can pick those tonight because I need to make sure that I have everything that I'm actually sending out to people. I have the box packed and ready to go. Besides this, I have a fresh hat in there and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do really, really quickly. I'll read out a couple of these super chats and other chats here. And then we'll get my mom to draw it, and then we'll get on with the show. It's actually 3 videos, so 2 cases. One you'll have seen, it's actually from Squishy Bear's channel, Squishy Gardener's channel. And the other one was one I caught yesterday. I was going to make a video about these, but to be honest, the content is a bit too, what would you say? It's a bit too sharp, if you get me. It's verboten on YouTube, basically. They wouldn't like it. So I said, you know what, we'll do it on the live stream because I rather talk about these things because I don't really do the whole trigger warning thing because we're adults and we can kind of judge for ourselves. But I think just trigger warning, this gets a bit heavy. We'll just leave it at that. Nasty Nathaniel's in the house says, how you doing, my friend Nasty Nathaniel? It is my pleasure, and I can't wait to drink margaritas with you. Fraud at Wrangler says, guess who hit 1,000 today? Lads and lassies, in the side chat. Can I get a whole bunch of defamation shamrocks for my good friend Fraud at Wrangler? You will be at 5K in no time, my friend. No time. And a massive congratulations. I remember when I hit my first 1,000, it is an amazing feeling, well deserved, and again, a massive congratulations. I love to see new channels coming up like that. It's not easy. It's not easy to put yourself out there to create and to build your own not even the following or anything, but to build your own brand and who you are. And I really appreciate it and I respect it. A massive congratulations. Stephen Kane says, I just got back from the doctor, so this is just what I need. I did see your email prescription for a massive dose of Irish Demon, so you are absolutely welcome. Great to see you, my friend Frank Perry. I hope you're doing really well out there, buddy. And then we have 98 HKG says, the jet lag is killing me. I'm in Hong Kong. I loved Hong Kong airport. The massages and sitting up on the big window watching the planes. It's a really beautiful airport, actually. Susan Ocasio says, your vids were good today. Susan, believe it or not, I whipped out those 3 videos in about 2 hours today, and I just did one after the other because I was having such a good time making them. And, you know, for a creator like me, and anybody who's a creator out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. You are your own worst enemy and you're your own greatest critic. And I'm just like everybody else in that respect. And I can be hard on myself. And that's why it can take me a lot of time to make videos and things like that. But today I really enjoyed those videos. I enjoyed watching them back, which usually I don't. And yeah, I really enjoyed those videos. So I really hope you do too. Dermot Costello says, proxy peg to me box. There's no peg to me shite in that. There's nothing wrong with Peg Toomey. Peg Toomey was a saint. Kimmy Dawn says, Irish Demon, we're special to get to see the handsome demon. You need to do this more often, and I shall. I promise you that. Nicholas Perez for $5 says, Irish, have you read the book Red Rising? It's one of my favorites, and it's based on the Irish spirit. I actually think I did when I was younger, I think. And there's a guy that comes in here there's a guy that comes in here that has the name Red Rising. So maybe that's where I'm getting that from, possibly. But I will definitely check that out, Nicholas Perez, in case I haven't. Have I, though? I usually don't read books. I usually read listen to audiobooks while I work. And I love that. I walk around the farm listening to audiobooks because I've got no phone signal here. So when I'm out walking around the farm or doing whatever, it's great to just throw on the headphones and listen to that. But thank you so much, Nicholas Perez. I really do appreciate. What's your thumbnail picture? Is that cupcakes? Ooh, nice. Michigan Wifey says, finally able to focus on an ID live. COVID brain fog is finally lifting. I'm glad to hear that. It is so irritating and it's just so frustrating. The brain fog, it's awful. Oh, it is cupcakes, Nicholas. That's awesome. I love cupcakes. Teresa for £2 says, hope you're paying her, Irish. We know you're tight. I brought her a lovely box of chocolates and a scratch card today, actually. And but she wouldn't let me open the box of chocolates, right? So she gave me we had a beautiful dinner. Oh, it was just, see, you can't bait a mammy dinner. I'm a great cook. If I could be so big-headed, there's a few of you watching right now that I've cooked for. Ma'am, you can attest to this. And my father taught me how to cook. I grew up learning how to cook from my dad, and I love cooking. I cook every day. I rarely, not that I rarely eat out, but like I cook a lot. But no, you can't bait a mammy dinner. Mammy dinner all the way. So I don't know how I got onto that. How did I get onto that? Jesus, lads, how did I get onto that topic? See, this is the ADDDD thing for you now. Jesus, can somebody remind me in the side chat how I got onto that? Lads and lassies, I actually don't know how I got onto that. Anyway, I'll be taking good care of my mammy, Veronica. Don't you worry. Mr. Binklesworth for $2 says, could you do a sword hanger? Is that like the shoulder belt, sword belt thing? If so, let's call it a trade for what you're making for me. Deal? I think that's only fair. I'll send you that. You send me. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. I was talking about cooking chili dinner, Whiskey 77. No. I would. The box of chocolates, Night Loodler, you legend. I would cook chili dinner, and I'd cook him a chili dinner, and I'd sit down. I'd actually love to sit down and chat with Chili and actually try to have a conversation. But he wouldn't do it. He would never do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're nearly there. So yeah, Mr. Binklesworth, I'll get in touch with you about that. I'll definitely give it my best go. I'm just going to catch this other one here in a sec. Michelle, I just saw your one coming through there. The Autistic Cat says, I want a leather sheath for my sword. I'll definitely be open to trying, okay? I've never made one, but I would definitely give it a go for you. No problem. I'll definitely give it a go. Imora says, I do messenger bags, laptop bags, belts, holsters, also do a lot of cosplay type stuff for people who do conventions. So you're way further down the line of expertise than I am. I'm trying to like get this stuff perfect and then move on from there. But I'd love to pick your brain about some stuff at some point. Definitely. Christina says you didn't answer the last ones. The last what? I can't remember what that was about. Hey, Furio, don't fucking watch it then if you don't like it, buddy. There's over 300 people now here having a good time. If you don't like it, bud, go find something you do like. Autistic Cat says, set up an Etsy store and sell the things you make. That's actually a great idea. I'm going to put a note for that right now, and I will do that. That's a great idea. And then we have KDD says, just super chats get mentioned. I'd say I read out more non-super chats than super chats. There hasn't been a whole load of them to read, so I literally read more non-super chats than super chats, so I don't know what you're talking about. Simone says, ID has the best channel. Thank you so much indeed. Did you hear that, Furio? Yeah. Hold on. No, I know who this is. Because I didn't respond to your earlier comments from your other fake account. And then there's that comment that I just read out, and then your comments are talking about the same thing. dude, if you don't like it, go fucking somewhere else and watch something else. YouTube is free, okay? And people like me who do this and love doing it, and I do love doing it. And here's the thing, I don't care what you think. I just want to make that very clear. I do not care what you think personally. But the reason I'm saying this is for everybody else out there who's becoming a creator, who is a creator, or who just enjoys watching this kind of content and enjoying this kind of content. We're all here for a bit of fun. People like me who do this, we work very, very hard. We work very, very hard. And a lot of people rely on us, like Susan here. I get messages every single day from people saying that my see that's kind of comedy in and of itself right there, because that's part of the joke. But anyway, and this is really, really important to talk about, because it makes, this kind of thing makes a lot of people really happy. Okay. And I hear what you're saying, Charlie Welch, but this is important to talk about, because people like me, we are not professionals. We don't have any training in this kind of thing. We go out there every day. My goal is to make people laugh. That's what I love to do. I love to make people laugh and help them through the day. And I get messages every single day. And this is one of the main things that keeps me doing this. Every single day, I get messages from people saying that my jokes or my comedy or my humor or whatever gets them through that day. And that makes me feel like $1,000,000. It really does. That is worth more than any super chat, than any merch. It's worth more than having hundreds of people watching if there was only 10 people watching. That's what matters. And I just wanted to say that, not for your benefit, because I don't give a shit what you think. That's for everybody else watching. Everybody here who's enjoying being here is here for a reason. I'm here for that same reason, because like what Gabri said, I love all of you guys, because it's you that drives me to do what I love to do. So I'm just wanted to say that again. I don't give a shit what that guy says. He's calling me triggered, but he's triggered enough to come in here and have a good old shit, and clearly can't spell because he's so angry and or high that that he's just sitting there misspelling shit and getting super triggered. So there you go. Like Don Sugar says, Demon, when I feel lonely, I just watch the channel and laugh. See, just that comment right there, just that one. Forget about all the other comments, all the other lovely comments, the super chats and everything. That comment, that comment right there is enough for me to do this every day. Just from one person. That's enough for me. And if you can't see that, that's a you problem, bro. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to address that, because that's important, because I love my subscribers, and it doesn't matter if there's 10 of you or 10,000 of you, or thankfully just coming up on 42,000 of you, real ones, not bought. KDD says no money, no mention. Well, you got mentioned. So good on you. Mama tried for $2. Oh no, Katie and Furio, which is probably the same person, let's face it. For $2 says Frank McCourt, the amazing. I think my dad read a lot of Frank McCourt. He was telling me about a really interesting book he's reading right now. It's like 2 stories at the same time or whatever. It's quite something. Love a Canuck says, first live helped me ride the pain wave of shoulder surgery. Ooh. Oh man. Cheers to all my fellow gorgeous hockey playing blue collar sisters. Hey, the best of luck with your recovery, and yeah, I really do hope you feel a bit better, and I'm glad that that we're giving you a bit of a laugh. The little Demon Army family over here. Mike Park says, love your work. Cheers from Australia, Mike. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I do miss Australia on days like today when I woke up and my car was frozen over. I definitely miss Australia on days like today. I do not miss, however, Perth on Christmas Eve, and it's fucking 59 million degrees outside. But no, I loved Australia. Lucian says KDD, there's over 200 folks here. He's not going to be able to directly chat with all of us. Yeah, that's the reality of it. And I always read out all my super chats because I think it's the appropriate thing to do. and it's the right thing to do. And if I was there all night doing it, then I'd do it because that's just the right thing to do. It matters. Michelle Moreland says, Mr. Demon, I've missed hanging out with you in your chat. I was in hospital for 18 days and I've gone through withdrawals from my favorite streams, and you're one of the best. Thank you so much indeed. I really do appreciate that, Michelle. That means an awful lot. And as I said to somebody earlier, it's comments like that make me just want to do this no matter what anyway, you know? And like with YouTube, there's tough times, there's good times. Like it's just the way it goes. But things like that always make me feel better and make me want to keep doing this. Mrs. Tom's been a member for 1 month, says woot hoot. Good to see you, Mrs. Tom. And Ranting Granny B says, sorry, babe, I have to miss tonight going out for our anniversary. Wow, congratulations, Granny B. Hubby might be upset if I pay you more attention. I'd say he wouldn't blame you, though. But no, you tell him, fair play to him. He caught an absolute beauty, and a very happy anniversary to the two of you. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic night. Welsh News, although not too fantastic. Don't end up on the news. Welsh News Network for £2 says, Irish sent you a DM with a disgusting chili vid. That's pretty much every vid, but thank you so much. I'll pull that up here on the side in just a minute. It's funny how that Furio guy got, I think somebody timed him out, and now there's some guy called Walter Rocket, who's clearly the same fucking guy as the other ones. That's kind of sad. Go do something useful with yourself, bruh. Marlon Maastricht. Greetings from Holland. I cannot wait to come down your way. Hopefully, maybe actually next month. Kimmy Dawn has been a member for 4 months, says, I just like being here with my favorite Irishman. Thank you so much indeed. And I love having you here. You know that. Frank Perry for $2 says, petty super chat. Hold on. What did I press now? Frank Perry says, petty super chat. Thanks for everything, bro. Ooh, Frank, I know you probably never thought I'd say this, but you just made my nipples hard because the pettiness, especially when there's trolls, the pettiness always feels a little bit nicer. Teresa for £5 says, wait, where's that gone? Oh, they've changed the layout a bit. It's actually pretty good. For £5 says, I'm bedridden and I love watching you and having a laugh. Teresa, thank you so very much indeed. I really do appreciate that. And if I can give you a bit of happiness and a bit of a laugh in your day, then that's worth every bit for me. It really, really, really is. And this one's kind of cute. Walter Rocket says, why don't you stand up and show your stomach? Mother, block your ears for just a second, please. I can't, because if I stand up, I have to move your mom. See, this is why I'm thinking there's a couple of people that I think this could be. And the reason I think that is because of going to things like somebody's physical appearance, right? I know what I am. I'm very comfortable in what I am. Do I have a six-pack? Yes. Is it hidden under a keg? Also, yes. And that's fine by me. I love myself. I love the way I look. Didn't always. I do now. I feel great. And I'm still sexy. And that's good enough for me. Anyway, you can unblock your ears now, ma'am. I said the naughty thing and now it's gone. Okay, so we're 36 minutes in to this fucking ADD ramble over here. Mother, if you are there somewhere watching, I want you to go into, I think so too, Diarmuid Costello, because he's not been getting a lot of attention lately, especially considering some of the comments that came out earlier. But anyway, Mother, if you're there right now, I want you to go to that website I showed you, the random number generator, and generate a random number, just one, and whatever the first one is, type it in the side chat, and then I'll be able to bring up the name of the person on the list here. Courtney Dobbs says, I think you look amazing, mate. Very easy on the eyes. Well, thank you so very much indeed. I really do appreciate that. I don't feel as good as usual. My skin's a little bit kind of, it's getting better. And I was sick, man. I had like a really bad virus there for a while. And but I'm feeling much better. I feel really well now again, and yeah, just feel great. It's fantastic. Irish Mammy says, "Okay, give me a little time." Okay, ma'am. If that was me, it'd be like, "Do it now." Anyway, so Joe Biden's in Ireland today. Apparently, he didn't call me. That's bullshit. What's going on, Joe? Oh, you don't call the demon. Fuck's sake. All right, so we're waiting on the mother. She's gonna generate randomly generate um one of the numbers. So we see how this goes. Paul Morrison says you still haven't messaged me back. Bollocks, Paul. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm really bad at Discord, as you guys know. Yeah. What was the story with that video, Welch? Because I started watching it and then it was gone, or at least I couldn't get back to it for some reason. He was talking about gay cop rejects gay cop. He's talking about a gay cop shooting another gay cop or something like that. I can't remember what that was, but yeah. Anyway, I got my list up here. Mr. Binklesworth says he's gift wrapping the F-22 first. Oh, lads, we'll get there one day. We will get an F-22 one day. I mean it. Like, I love it. Gift wrapping an F-22. Imagine what it would cost you. Never mind the cost of the F-22, because we're getting there. But gift wrapping one, I wonder what it would actually cost on wrapping paper alone. I wonder. Let me see here now. Let me see. Jeremy Costello says, "Let's go, Brandon." Okay. When it comes to politics, I don't do politics. It's just, it's not worth it, man. People just get too wound up either way. However, totally apolitical on this part, right? That video was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. When Joe Biden, when I think what it was, they were at the NASCAR. It's like regular car racing, but they literally just go around in a circle. It's the most fucking dreary thing I've ever seen. But anyway, he was someone at the NASCAR. They were shouting, "Fuck Joe Biden," I think is what they were shouting, right? And your one tried to make it out that they were saying, "Let's go, Brandon." I was like, I mean, I know the cars are loud, but fucking hell, man. Like, how could you be that deaf? But yeah, basically, yeah. That's the way it goes. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, so my mom has the number, and the lucky number is number 326. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Where's my... Oh, God, I had the list up here a second ago. 326... 290, 26 is Karen Lane is the winner. Karen Lane, congratulations. I don't know if you're watching right now, Karen. If you are, send me an email with your address and stuff like that. And if you want me to, I'll make you a new one of these that'll definitely fit you, because it might be a bit too big because it's made to fit my massive, manly, meaty wrists. But congratulations, Karen Lane, the first winner. I really do appreciate everybody who was involved in that. And of course, everybody that super chatted tonight or PayPal. There's a couple of PayPals came in. I'll read out here in a minute. They all go into this month's one. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for that, guys. Congratulations, Karen. And thank you, my mammy. I really appreciate it. And I'll have a better system the next time. Paul Morrison says Joe Biden talked about beating the black and tans. I had no idea. My dad told me tonight. So he talked about my grandfather played for Ireland, and they beat the black and tans. It's like he meant the All Blacks, which is the New Zealand rugby team, but he said the black and tans, which were the auxiliary forces that came to torture Irish people. But anyway, Wishanton, I hope I said that right, has become a new member. Thank you so much. We give him a regular welcome in the side chat. Thank you very much indeed for that. And Mr. Binklesworth for $2 says 24 of the large rolls of wrapping paper. Is it the self-sticky ones though? That's the important part. All righty, let's see here now. Okay, lads and lassies, so we're going to get into the videos. Let me see here now. It's actually Karen with an I. I just want to say that. Oh, he corrected himself today. Well, fair play. Either way, smashing the black and tans is a good thing too. Big time. They were bastards, man. They did awful shit. If you want to see what those fuckers did in Ireland, watch a movie called The Wind That Shakes the Barley, and that'll show you what those dirty shower. If there's a shower worse than the black and tans, dirty shower bastards did awful things. Awful things. So if his granddaddy was involved in smashing them, good on him. Anyway, all right. So we got two for you tonight. It's actually three videos, but it's two. Excuse me. It's three videos, but it's like two different cases. Okay. So one of them is I wasn't able to get the original, so it's been completely poached from old Squishy Gardner. Arguably my favorite YouTuber, truth be told. I absolutely love OSG, and just such a nice person as well. And I know they won't mind me using this. And then the other one, I think I'll play the other one for you first. This guy, I don't know how to put a finer point on it than this, is a nonce.
People versus Kevin Lacroix.
So Kevin Lacroix. Kevin Lacroix was involved in some disgusting activities. Okay. I'm not going to say what those are on the live stream. I know that some of you folks watching right now live will have seen it and know what it's about. So in the side chat, feel free to maybe nicely explain what was going on there, please and thank you. I think it comes up a little bit in the case, but I don't want to say it because of, you know, the way it is. Anyway, so we're going to play this, have a listen to it. He is the smuggest little shit that I've ever seen, ever. Give me a sec here now. Bloody. Now, I want to say a massive thank you. 2 seconds here now, because I missed this. I didn't miss it. I had it, but yeah, it was just it was a disaster trying to get it up. My computer shit itself basically. So massive thank you to Paul for recording this for me. I really do appreciate it. So here we go.
21545 FH 21546 FH.
Sadly, he did, Jennifer.
All right, Mr. Lacroix, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Today's the date and time set for a few things. Just give me a second.
He even looks like a nonce.
All right.
If you don't know what a nonce is, Google it.
Perhaps Blanche and I should approach real quick.
Sure, if you want.
Okay, so they got into a private room to talk, right? And I just want you to have a look at his reaction. Oh, he's such a creepy looking fuck. Munchman for $2 Aussie says, morning from Adelaide, South Australia. Every time I hear the term South Australia, I just can't help but think of the song. In South Australia, I was born, etc. All right, have a look at his reaction.
One of them's the fire sand. Putting the private box.
Go for it, Furio. Go on. You know you want to. Where is it frozen? Oh no, he's just sitting there all Nancy. Furio, we get it. Fuck off. You're hilarious. See, in my version of the recording, I skipped all this shit. But I had no sound. Are you surprised? Are you surprised?
We'll be right with you, Mr. Lacroix. We got to ask the victim a question.
Yes, I am allergic to tech. I'm so bad.
On the statement.
It's part of my
Okay.
charm.
All right, so let me let the record reflect a little unusualness in this case. Mr. Lacroix has filed a series of motions on his own behalf. And these motions are appellate motions that have to do with discharging an attorney, remanding for a Ginther hearing, disqualifying the judge, requesting or filing a motion for a judgment notwithstanding the verdict or for a new trial, and then supplying records and transcripts. These are all motions that were filed directly by Mr. Lacroix. Mr. Lacroix is represented by Mr. Bernstein, and so what I will not do, Mr. Lacroix, is I will not hear motions filed by parties where they have lawyers present. So Mr. Bernstein.
My attorney.
So Mr. Lacroix, I'm going to finish and then I'm happy to hear from you. But what is not going to happen is you're not filing your own motions while you have a lawyer. So if you speak with Mr. Bernstein and he files a motion to withdraw, I'd consider that. I'm not saying I would grant it, but you should know that all the motions that you filed are on appellate issues that you're not waiving if we proceed to sentence in this matter. So
I love that.
I don't know what, I mean, I'm not going to do anything today because based on Mr. Bernstein's representation at the bench, he hasn't had a chance to go over the pre-sentence report with you. And that's one of the critical elements of this. He said he dropped it off to the jail. He's not sure if you had an opportunity to go over it. So what we will do is we're going to adjourn your sentencing 2 weeks. And if in that time you've gone over it with Mr. Bernstein and you're satisfied to proceed, we can do that via Zoom. But if that's something that doesn't happen, then I'm going to have you come down here in person and we're going to proceed to sentence in the matter. Okay? So that's kind of the next step. I'm just letting you know that. I am going to take the victim's impact statement today because she's here. I'm not going to inconvenience her anymore, but I will do that. But let me ask you, is there anything you need to tell me before I invite her to speak?
Got a smug fucking
Yeah,
head. And
Michigan Rules
bam!
of Professional Conduct 1.16 state that I'm allowed to discharge my attorney at any time for any reason. And the very first motion that you see on those papers is a motion to discharge my attorney. Therefore, any other motion after that, I'm filing pro se because I don't have an attorney and he doesn't need to file a withdrawal if I've already discharged him.
Yeah, somebody needs to discharge a good swift slap into your big smug head. You dirty fuck.
Okay.
Basically.
So
Sorry.
it's not as simple as that, Mr. Lacroix. I mean, I appreciate that you have done your research, but and you do have rights. There's no question about that. But that, as you know, as we've gone through this, This is not your first rodeo in firing a lawyer, and you know that there are certain safeguards the court has to put in place to make sure that you have standby counsel or you have other people that are prepared to advise you. Because what happens is this sometimes muddies the record, where you're then later claiming that you didn't understand what was going on because you didn't have a lawyer. And so part of my consideration in your motion might be to require that you hire a lawyer, or might be to require a hearing on whether we're able to proceed today. So I'm just letting you know that that's kind of where we are with that. This isn't going to go on forever, and we'll take it up as it comes, and there's no problem doing that. But what I'm going to do is adjourn your sentencing to April 19th at 1:30 p.m. That's 2 weeks from today.
26.
I'm sorry, April 26th. I misspoke. April 26th, not April 19th. And so what is going to happen in that time period is you're either going to talk to Mr. Bernstein or you're not, and I'm going to take this up on the 26th, and we're going to go ahead.
So
One way or the other.
You recuse yourself?
No. Why would I do that, Mr. Lacroix? Why in the world would I recuse myself after a jury trial? There would be no reason to do that.
Well, if you would read the motion that I sent to you regarding it, then you would know why.
Okay.
About your
well, I have
dirty
read them, but
nonsense.
thank
Nobody
you for that
fucking
point.
cares.
I'd like the chief judge to take it up then, please, or the state court administrator.
Okay, well, in order for the chief judge to take it up, I would have to act on that motion, and I'm not doing that. So,
Okay, so the
I'm
judicial
a-
tenure commission will act on it then.
Oh, I
sir,
bet he's
if
so
you'd like to
scared.
make whatever record you'd like
A-hole.
to. I've given you ample opportunity throughout these pretrial proceedings. At this time, though, I'm going to ask our court recorder to mute you, and I'm going to ask the victim to come forward to make a statement.
So real quick, Stephen Kane says Irish Mama needs to discharge a slipper at his head. He'd feckin' know about that. I can tell you that right now for nothing. And then, hold on, was it? Who was it that said it? Oh yeah, Paul Morrison said Stephen Kane, the spoon would do. Paul, we want to. That would be cruel and unusual punishment. Letting my mother off on somebody with a wooden spoon would be cruel and unusual punishment. And I'm down for that. 100% down for that. Night Noodler says, if I had a vacuum cleaner, I would throw it at his head. Those of you who know. And if you do know what's meant by that, leave some feckin' defamation shamrocks in the side chat, please. Lucian asks, have I made any leather belt bags? I haven't, but I will look into it for sure. Lads and lassies in the side chat, can I get a load of defamation shamrocks for the newest member of the Demon Army, Kelly Nelson in the house. Thank you so much, Kelly. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Emerald's Not Diamond for $5 says, all haters line up, shout loud. IDA stands strong against bullies, haters, and overall jackasses. We love Demon and his work. Thank you so feckin' much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. Steel Wolf Productions, good to see you for £2 says, been a while. What's this fecker done? Life's been, I think that means shite. Well, my friend, I am so happy to see you here. And hopefully we'll give you a bit of a laugh tonight. We'll have a bit of crack. Now, this guy's an arsehole, and what he did is horrific. And the next fella is even worse. Way, 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 way worse. So if we can laugh at these dirty bastards, then we will. Sláinte. Furio Dechante, says super chat. That's not how that works, but thank you. Thank you so much. I just saw that, Costello. You dirty. I know someone who's got a fidget spinner holder, if you know what I'm talking about. That's not how that works, Furio. But thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. I know it's tough. Why? Here's the thing. You said that you're a fan of the channel and everything. If that's the case, I appreciate it. But why be an arsehole? Why be an arsehole? What difference does it make to you if I get super chats and I interact with them and have a fucking laugh with people over them? Chill out, man. Enjoy the show. And if you have an issue, find a tissue. Mama Tried for $5 says, if I got a message from Irish Demon, I would die in peace. What is wrong with these people? I don't know. But I got a message from Mama Tried, so I'm a happy fecker right now. Thank you so much, Mama Tried. Really do appreciate it. A mama tried to take my head off with a vacuum cleaner once. Munchman says, back in the 90s, I love this. I saw this pop up and I just had to read it out. Says, back in the 90s, there was a sign my dad had in his office with the best message. Computers are great, but there's just as many fuck-ups, but now no one takes the blame. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's get back on. See ya, Nancy boy.
Your Honor, he just
Please.
left.
There's nothing we can do about that. I am here, Ms. Stong, to hear from you. So please feel free to tell me whatever you need to tell me.
First of all, this is called a victim's impact statement, but I don't think of myself as a victim. I think of myself as a survivor.
And I'm going to sit forward with that and pay attention because
I really like this judge, by the way. He's really good.
All on me impacted my entire life in so many ways.
Jesus, Mike, I wouldn't be here to tell the story if she did.
My home, my work, my faith. All were changed so drastically as a result of this event. I was ashamed of the way I looked. I had bruises all over my body, my arms, eyes, legs, wrists, scrapes on my neck, face, hands, elbows, knees, feet, my right side. I had a bald spot on the left side, top of my head, with a laceration big enough for 6 stitches. I couldn't get comfortable to sleep. My sight was scary with the floaters in my vision. It hurt to swallow, smile, and cry. I was unable to work, therefore unable to make money to pay bills. Friends took me in to heal and get back on my feet. I quit my job because I moved out of the area and ended up with an eviction, even though I was in communication with the landlord. It took 6 weeks to feel well enough to job hunt. There was a delay because my head laceration got infected. It had to be reopened, the stitches taken out, expressed, and closed the staples.
So you get the idea that I don't think it's going to be very good to watch the rest of this, but basically, yeah, this guy, he did some awful shit, and I don't want to get into specifically what it was, but you can imagine what it is. But I want to draw your attention to the gentleman on the bottom right of the screen. Now, a lot of you guys know who this fella is. Some of you guys don't. And I'm going to show you this video captured by, again, one of my absolute favorite YouTubers out there, Old Squishy Gardener. I love him. He's a legend. I love that channel so much. It's just such a nice channel to sit back and enjoy. Sorry, Furio, but Todd Maz for $2 says your channel is great. Keep up the outstanding work. Thank you so much indeed. I really do appreciate the kind words in the super chat. It means an awful lot to me. Phil for $5 says, so you're stealing from Law Talk with Mike. Wait, it gets worse. Except for me, it gets way better. Oh yeah, it gets way more fun. I love it. I love it. Because as you guys know, I used to work in the courts for a long time. And it's one thing I miss is the fucking crazies, man. The crazies keep you going. And Phil can bite me because Phil says, he's been a member for 1 month, says, your reminder to get a real car, a Mercedes. I actually have, and I don't own it. The guy who owns the property I live on has a really nice S-Class out the back. Now, it's up on blocks and it needs a load of work, but it's very nice. Its body works great. The engine works fantastic. So I don't know. I've been looking at it. I've been kind of looking at it thinking, hey, how much work does it actually need? Because I'd get it for next to nothing. Just swap some of my stuff. I bought a little old vintage car. I might swap that for, who knows? We'll see. Janice Farmer says, since when did prisoners start controlling the courts? This isn't the first piece of shit to pull this. You know what they need in these courts? They need a real judge. No, I mean, this judge he's a particularly nice guy. I do like him a lot, actually, and he's quite tough. But they need... Hold on. I got just the thing. I don't have my little judge's hammer, though. Wait a minute. Now we're feckin' talking. Hold on. Get rid of the excuse the mad hair now for a second. Oh fuck. Hold on. Is that okay? It just got real. I need to see now how long I can actually stick this out because this thing gets really, really hot. So we have a real judge now, internet judge. Where's that? Oh yeah, the plot hole says Irish demon hides from the real bearded men. Okay, look, Johnny O has a merkin on his face. His beard isn't real. All right, there, I said it. Bridget Divide has been a member for 26 months. Jesus Murphy. I was looking at photos of you, me, and Johnny O today. I was actually going back through my phone and just deleting old shit. And I spotted the video of you and Johnny O arguing like an old married couple in the car. And my favorite video of JL Warren, hands down, that's right up there, that one in particular. The other one, anything with JL laughing is amazing. The one of JL laughing at me nearly burning the house down was definitely the best. I think it was the best video, but my favorite JL Warren video, and arguably one of my favorite moments in the United States, was when I was playing the fucking madness of life video and JL could not be consoled laughing. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was one of my favorite moments when I was in America by a fucking country mile. iPhone El Bay for $10 says, I have a Blackthorn Shillelagh and I'm only part Irish. I slip a weapon past all kinds of security. Real quick. Now that you've mentioned that, right? I need to brush my wig. Now that you mentioned that, being part something, get this, right? So I was up in my uncle's house today. My uncle Brendan is a legend. And my two aunties were there. We were having a great time. And then he whips out this family genealogy thing. So we were doing some really interesting research today on some mad shit that happened in my family. Like mad shit that we found out today. Get this. So I did my DNA test. And the first one that I did came back as me being 90, I think it was either 97.9% Irish and the rest miscellaneous Northern European. And then I did another one, a more reliable, more in-depth one. Get this. Lads and lassies, I'm not just Irish demon. I'm actually also Indian demon. And I'm not talking just a little bit. I am 7% Indian. In fact, I can even get it right down to the town that one of my ancestors came from. So get this real quick, right? Real quick. This is the rough story. So my great grandfather, his great or great. What? He was really great. There was a few greats involved. Grandfather was, because Ireland back in the 1800s was part of Great Britain, right? Or the United Kingdom or whatever you want. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, right? And so he was a general, I think now, I'm just trying to remember exactly how it worked. A general, but like a lower down general in the British East India Company in India. He was stationed in Madras. And he was in charge of the engineering. So he used to do the railroads and the rail guns and all that kind of stuff, right? He married a woman called Maria. And Maria was half Scottish, half Indian, as in India, as in Hindustan, as Indians would call it. So get this. Right, let me get this right. So he was a general, but he was like a lower down general. He married this woman called Maria. Now, Maria's mother was a woman called Lucy, who was also Indian. Her father was also a general, but he was a really high up general, like really high up general. He disowned his daughter for marrying a lowborn general. Now you're talking early 1800s here now. So like you're talking a long fucking time ago. And yeah, so eventually they ended up moving to Gibraltar with the British Army. And my great grandfather was born in Gibraltar, and there's a bit of a mix in there. So I am 7% Indian. 7%, like that's no small amount. But that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty fucking cool. I've got a lot of Indian friends in Australia to let know that that we're basically brothers now. We are the same people. But 7% of me. What would constitute 7% of my body? My foot? One of my feet is Indian. No, fuck that. Foot's too low down. One of my right hand is Indian, because I know in India, left hand is the dirty one. Right hand is the clean one. So there you go. Your boy is the Irish Indian demon now. So there you go. I just thought you guys would find that interesting. Thank you so much for the super chat, iPhone LB. I really, really do appreciate that. Especially because it brought that story back to my mind. That's absolutely awesome. Palmyra Productions has become a new member. Let me ask you this. Is that Palmyra as in Palmyra in Perth area in Western Australia? Because I got a lot of friends that live in Palmyra. Mama Tried for $5 says, sorry if I offended you at any time. Husband has cancer and I lashed out at the wrong people. Not at all. Not at all, my love. And I'm very sorry to hear about your husband. And I hope everything's going okay there. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you here anytime. For me, anyway. Whatever about anybody else. Fuck them. Don't worry about them. It's just you and me against the world. Don't know how that works, but I always wanted to say that. The plot hole says, wait a minute. The guy literally wearing a merkin on his head is saying that I'm wearing a merkin. But the difference between you and me, Johnny O, is I never claimed that I wasn't wearing a merkin. You, on the other hand, still claim that that's a real beard. You're fooling no one. Spread Eagle E-Beggar for $2 says, we hide from jail. Have you seen what he does to ghosts? Yes. Now, so, jail. I watched you try to backpedal like a reverse. What's his name? Fuck. I wish I had thought about his name before saying that. Lance Armstrong. Like a reverse Lance Armstrong backpedaling on how he said that ghosts are just alternative energy, bro. We know what you meant. I know you're trying to say that that's not what you meant. You believe in ghosts. That's okay. That was a great live stream because you had your feet held to the flames by Johnny. And that's exactly what you did. You believe in ghosts. That's fine. And if you have some weird excuse for what they are, whatever, that's fine. It doesn't matter what the lovely, beautiful, sexy, handsome PhD Tony thinks. I still think you're really cool, even though you believe in that stuff. Anyway, let's have a look at this one.
People versus Richard Allen Bass 2244 FC.
Now, just so you know, I was laughing at JL's message, not this. This is very serious. So what actually happened here, I'm taking this off for a second. It's getting hot and itchy. Kind of like a dirty weekend in Vegas. So I've heard. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But I've been told one thing that happens in Vegas that definitely doesn't stay in Vegas is herpes. That shit comes home with you, apparently. And no, I've never been to Vegas. I was supposed to go to Vegas. But I kind of, maybe I'm happy that I didn't now because Chili's there and I wouldn't be able to be in the same state as him. This guy is another dirty, filthy nonce. This guy, and lads and lassies, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, turn this off right now because I wouldn't want anybody to have to watch it who wouldn't feel up to this kind of thing. This dirty bastard right here was involved in, shall we say, in the most, I don't even know how you would say it, basically involved in the renting out of a 6-year-old child. Okay? There's the only way I could say it that wouldn't be too shocking, but still pretty bad. And this little fuck is trying to fight back against that with all the evidence stacked. Anyway, watch
Your Honor,
this.
Amy Rise on behalf of the people.
And when Riser's in the house, you're in trouble.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. All right, ladies and
Real quick though, Mama tried. I saw a really funny comment online the other day. A guy commented and said, "Oh, Liz K, no, I totally understand for anybody who doesn't want to watch this kind of thing. Absolutely understand." But Mama tried. Somebody posted on a thing that said, "My housemates think that our house is haunted. I've been living here for 265 years and I haven't noticed anything."
gentlemen, the
love
jury,
that.
the case has been called. Attorneys have placed their appearances on the record. My understanding is that you've reached a verdict. Is that
Likewise.
correct? Okay. I'll look at it first and then I'll give it back to you to read. Foreman, if you would read the verdict form for me.
Versus Richard Allen Bath, defendant. We, the jury, find the defendant as follows. Guilty of first-degree criminal sexual assault. Planned under 13 and 17 years of age.
Thank you. You may be seated, Mr. Foreman. Okay, so we will schedule a sentencing in this matter. Jurors, thank you for your service. You are excused. Sometimes juries want to ask questions of the judge after the proceeding. We have another verdict to take in the other case, so I'll be available to do that.
Just real quick, thank you so much, Irene, for the PayPal. You'll be the first person tonight entered into
Numbers 2 and
this
3,
month's
People
March
versus
box.
Richard Allen Bass, 2244 FC, 2229 F8.
Good afternoon, Robert J. Kilwald, Your Honor. I'm on case 2244.
And Torshall, please to assist the public defender on the other case, Your Honor.
Richard, would you state your name for the record?
Richard Allen.
Richard?
Alan Bass, can you hear us?
Yeah, I said Richard Allen.
Okay. All right, today's date and time set for sentencing on both cases in this matter. I will, go ahead, Ms. Reiser, I'm sorry.
Amy Reiser on behalf of the people.
Okay. Procedurally, just want to put something on the record. My understanding is Mr. Alan Bass believes that he's filed motions.
Judge, if I can enlighten the court, when I went to see him Sunday to discuss the pre-sentence report, Richard handed me a 10-page document. It was a lengthy motion for an acquittal, for a new trial, and a Ginther hearing, basically saying I was ineffective at counsel. And this is the co-defendant to the Patricia McDaniel matter. The last page of it said that he looked like he was asking the court clerk to file those motions for him. I don't think anything was ever filed. So I'm not sure how the court wants to handle that.
Well, I think that's correct, actually. So let me just say for your client's benefit, Mr. Alan Bass, I understand that there were a series of motions that were prepared having to do with kind of follow up to the trial in this matter. Mr. Kilwall just referenced a couple of them, ineffective assistance of counsel, seeking a hearing on that, among other things. What didn't happen, though, is that they were never filed. So they're not before me today. We're not going to argue them today. You have a lawyer until today. If you need to file motions afterwards, you can either seek a court-appointed attorney. I don't know if Kilwald is still, there are options for you, but what's not happening today is that those motions haven't been filed. So I'm not going to hear them today. Okay?
I filed those motions a while ago. I sent them to you, the clerk's office, and the prosecutor.
Right. So I don't know, we get into this situation sometimes. So as it stands today, Mr. Kilwald is still your lawyer. So even if you had filed motions on your own, I would have rejected them because Mr. Kilwald is your lawyer and he's the only one that can do that for you while he's your lawyer. So the fact is, not only did that not happen, but actually they were actually never filed. So I don't know about them. I haven't read them. They weren't put in the court file. They were not prepared. They were not filed. So it's not even an option for me to consider them. So today's the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. And
Okay,
that's
I still want to put in my Ginther. I want a Ginther hearing, and I also want a new trial. I want that to be set on record.
Okay, but you have all of those options. I'm not saying you can't file them.
I
I'm just
just
saying
want, okay,
today,
I just want to
you
say it
can
on record.
appeal. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Okay, I just want to say it on.
I'm gonna go ahead today, okay?
I want to say it on record.
Okay. All right.
Richard, you want to be sentenced by Zoom today?
I'm fine with that. Do you think?
Okay. And Judge, just not to I'm sorry, not to belabor the situation, but I mean, asking for a Ginther hearing and being ineffective counsel, I tried to explain to Mr. Bass, and again, I'm his attorney advocating on his behalf, but I think those are appellate issues he can certainly raise. I took advice to rights to the jail last night, and I'm assuming Richard got it. But as to sentencing, we're ready to go.
Okay. So again, you
Nice, Teresa.
you have the right, obviously, to appeal this. Some of the motions that were referenced are able to be filed as, post judgment. So you are not, in fact, losing out on anything there. So that's all possible. All right.
Your Honor, I would echo the same argument Mr. Goldstein made as far as, first of all, I did drop off the pre-sentence report to Richard, and we discussed a few things Sunday. Quite frankly, the only objection he had, Your Honor, other than the one Mr. Goldstein made about, there's a lot of paragraphs regarding the third co-defendant in this matter, Robert Whitsett, that I would argue, and I know Your Honor's made a ruling, but I would still, just for the record, argue that they shouldn't be in Richard Allen Bass's pre-sentence report. But the one paragraph that I did, and I discussed with Ms. Reiser, is the fourth paragraph on page 3 under the agent's description of the offense. If at the end of that paragraph, Your Honor, if you would put a comma and just write regarding Robert Whitsett, that $17 asking a little girl to pay for sex was never attributed to my client.
Jesus Christ.
And
I want to get this right. So this is 4.
I have it on page 3 of the agent's description of offense.
Right. So
The fourth paragraph down, where it talks about $17 for the use of her body.
Jesus, man, that's fucked.
If you would put a comma, and Ms. Reiser's agreed to this, it says that was regarding Robert Whitsett, those discussions.
So let me just confirm, Ms. Reiser, so you're okay if I literally used during the incident, comma? Is that what you're saying, or are we inserting?
So
Me too, Christina.
I
don't care how we edit this, but I'm just saying, like,
it's
you're
accurate. The way that the investigation went is that the minor child was forensically interviewed and made a disclosure about Richie Rich. After that forensic interview, that when they went to go to court and she sees her mother, she's going to ask for her $17 that she owes her regarding her body being used during the incident, comma, regarding a second suspect later identified as Robert Whitsett, is what it should read. And then on the 8/4/2021, the victim was brought in for a second forensic interview regarding Rob. And then that paragraph does go on to explain the matter. So it was just read.
So I amended it to say, comma, regarding second suspect with
Later identified as Robert.
That would be appropriate, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr.
Your Honor, I tried to discuss this pre-sentence report with Richard. We didn't get too far on it because he wanted to deal with his motions. But Richard, do you have any other additions or corrections to be made in this report?
Well, to be honest, the whole report is a laugh. It's a joke for the simple fact that whatever y'all got me in here on, as far as being arrested on, the defendant, the young lady denied all of this at trial and came up with a whole new story. So I'm not even understanding what are you guys trying to charge me with when both stories are two different stories. She denied ever saying anything in the police report. So you're trying to sentence me to 25 years on a new story.
Mr. Allen Bass.
Richard, I was asking you if you saw any corrections.
But it does.
You have a chance to address me.
The whole
Go ahead with any
the whole
correction.
thing makes no sense. It's two different stories. What are you talking about? Y'all have there's nothing linking me to this case, yet you want to sentence me to 25 years. I have 3 kids at home. This is absurd. You can't, you have sat in court and not came up with one thing that links me to this case. And then the young lady came with a whole new case, and you're going to use a new case instead of what the police report said to sentence me to 25 years. That's wrong, and you lynching me. And it don't make no sense. This 2023, you lynching me as if it was 1923, and it don't make no sense.
Your Honor, I don't have any other additions or corrections either with the guidelines either.
Riser, do you have any other additions, corrections?
Hurry up and get the damn shit over with, man. Come on.
Or fucking what? Or what?
Richard,
No, Your Honor,
Fuck that. Hurry up. Come on, man.
that the guidelines are properly scored.
Make no
and
damn
the,
sense.
Sentence in this case is appropriate. We would ask that you sentence the defendant to 25 years to 50 years in the Department of Corrections where he belongs.
And for what?
I'm actually considering exceeding that, and I may adjourn this. So we're going to
Yes.
adjourn.
Judge,
Do what you do. Have a good day.
if I get,
Okay. I'm back here next week. I'm not sure that I'm going to maintain the bracket.
Thank you so much for that kind comment, Sarah. I really do appreciate that. And I'm delighted to be a part of
the
it.
victim may have logged in, but I'll just tell her.
And I just want to go on record that although I recognize that the victim may have logged on, and I would invite the victim to log on again next week, I'm not expecting a statement. I don't think she needs to make one. If she wishes to make one, we can accommodate that. I don't want to make this in any way more difficult for her, but I'm not comfortable proceeding today on the recommended sentence based on the statements by the defendant. So I'm going to think about that for a week. And if the victim wishes to participate, I'll accommodate that. Okay.
And just so the record clear, the defendant left the Zoom screen, like he left for the sentencing.
That is
Transfer.
okay. And I would acknowledge that that is an accurate statement.
Oh, absolutely. OSG. Brutal shit. Brutal shit. So thank you so much for that, Old Squishy Gardner. I really do appreciate your hard work, and you're just fucking awesome channel, frankly. So this is the follow-up that happened yesterday.
2239FH.
And thank you, Paul, for recording this for me again. My computer shit itself.
Jessica Lynch on the FH case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Amy Reiser appearing on the 2244 FC matter, sexual assault.
Good
Good to see you, Trucker Ron.
Okay.
Richard, can you hear us? Raise your hand if you can hear us, Richard.
There we go. Can you hear us, Mr. Allen Bass?
I can hear you.
Okay. We're here today. We were here last week. There were a bunch of motions filed, and I think I told you that, we weren't going to proceed because you have a lawyer. I understand your position on this, but your lawyer did actually file a motion, so I'm going to take that matter up first. So Mr. Kilwald filed on your behalf a motion for a new trial or a directed verdict. I have had a chance to review that. I'm happy to hear if you want to highlight any arguments, Mr. Kilwald, you may.
Just real quick, Your Honor. I'll let my motion speak for itself. The only thing I wanted to get to was, again, that the reason for the request for a new trial / directed verdict would be Section D, that I don't believe, Your Honor, there was sufficient evidence to support conviction. I understand, Your Honor, you also heard your witness testify on young little victim. Again, Your Honor, I don't think her testimony. And again, I'm not trying to say she was not truthful, Your Honor, but I'm saying she's a very confused little girl who, for the first 15 or 20 minutes, just sat frozen on the witness stand because of all the jurors watching. That being said, Your Honor, I think there were numerous inconsistencies in her testimony, Your Honor, that I think Your Honor should recognize that based on that, Your Honor, I don't believe the jury should have come to the verdict it did. And I'm asking you for a new trial in this matter. I'm also saying, Your Honor, and I hate saying this because I like you as a judge, I like my client, but there was obviously friction between you and my client. I know my client left some Zoom hearings with offhanded remarks. And Your Honor, my client believes that you could not be a fair judge through the trial or sentencing, Your Honor. And based on that, Your Honor, I'm asking you to grant my client either a directed verdict or a trial. And I'll let my motion speak, rest of the motion speak for itself.
All right, Ms. Reiser, I have had a chance to review your response. You're welcome to highlight anything you wish, and we'll proceed.
Thank you so much,
Just
Susie
briefly
Q.
on
I
what
totally
stated
understand
in the
that.
motion, in reviewing a motion for a new trial on the ground that the verdict was against the great weight of the evidence, of course, must review the whole body of the proofs, but may not sit as a 13th juror so as to grant the motion based on a disagreement with the credibility determination made by the jury. Not to say that Your Honor would disagree with the jury's verdict here, but that's what Mr. Bass and Mr. Killewald are asking you to do. And that would be inappropriate in this case, and that's People versus Lemon 456, Mish 1998. Conflicting testimony, even when impeached to some extent, is an insufficient ground for granting a new trial. So I think I would rely on the law that I've stated in my response, that the jury in a criminal sexual conduct first case can convict based on the word of the victim alone. And there was certainly other evidence in this case, but the jury was instructed. Jaleila's testimony was clear. It provided a basis for the conviction. And it described the cunnilingus. She identified the defendant.
That's
She
heavy
was
shit,
under
man.
age 13 at the time. He was over age 17. So, and it was a fair trial. The motion that was filed by Mr. Killewald requesting a new trial just sort of kind of lays out a bunch of unsupported claims, nothing that's supported in the record. The trial was fair. There was an impartial jury selected. And so for the reasons stated in my motion, and when you view the light most favorable to the prosecution, we would ask that you deny the motion.
Okay. Matter is before the court on defendant's motion for a new trial directed verdict. Defendant argues he's entitled to a new trial due to insufficiency of evidence and conflict of interest with the judge. First, as a matter of procedure, the motion is untimely. MCR 6.431A1 states that a motion for a new trial must be filed within 42 days of entry of judgment of sentence, which would be today's date. However, the court will consider the motions on the merit. As to the sufficiency of evidence, there was sufficient evidence upon which a jury could have convicted Mr. Alan Bass, and that was the victim's testimony, which under the law is sufficient evidentiary basis for a conviction. The jury was instructed on how to access credibility before and after the proofs were placed on the record. As a matter of fact, during voir dire, I think every juror recognized and acknowledged that occasionally children lie. However, those 12 people hear all the evidence and believed the defendant or believed the victim, which is their role. Identity and credibility were the basis of the defendant's theory to raise reasonable doubt, but a jury disagreed. As to judicial conflict of interest, any court of law in the state of Michigan has inherent authority to punish contempt, whether direct or indirect. On June 27th, 2022, this court heard a bond argument which was denied. At that hearing, the defendant stated, quote, "Y'all on some straight bullshit, I swear to God, bro," and then said, quote, "Suck my dick, fuck you, bitch ass." He then got up and walked away from the Zoom hearing. On August 1st, 2022, at the next court hearing, the defendant was found in contempt, and I took his sentence under advisement pending resolution of the trial. At which point the defendant stated he wasn't talking to me, and even if he was, he had, quote, "freedom of speech." Mr. Alan Bass, what is said in court and before the judge does matter, but it doesn't necessarily make me prejudicial or prejudiced toward you. You're not the first person to say vulgar things to me. You're not the first person to insult me. And candidly, at this point, the reason I didn't sentence you for contempt was because I wanted the process to play out with 12 jurors who heard evidence and rendered a verdict. So there is nothing personal between us, sir. I took the contempt proceeding under advisement for the purpose of
I have no idea
sentencing
what
you.
that laugh sound
The
was.
First
by the way.
Amendment is not a shield to use in the case of clear, unambiguous contempt, and a court acting consistent with authority is not a basis for a new trial. Again, 12 jurors decided your guilt, not me. The jury never even heard about the previous contemptuous behavior. So your motion for a new trial or directed verdict filed through Mr. Killawald is denied. So, sir, the question is, are we prepared to go to sentence today or no?
I want to get their hearing on the record. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay, so I'm going to adjourn the sentencing in this matter to April 26th, and I'm going to require that you be here in person, and we will take up these matters then.
I want to get their hearing on the record. I will not be there.
Then I'm not available on the 26th.
Okay, well,
Richard,
what's
don't
the
leave.
next week?
The 19th.
Can't do it the next week, but we could do it the following. week.
How about May 3rd?
May 3rd?
I wish it were tonight, Your Honor, but that's fine.
I plan to be here on May 3rd, so let's do it then. We don't need to inconvenience you two in any way. So,
May 3rd would be fine. That's my.
Take care, OSG.
he
Have a
will
good
be
one,
in
buddy.
court, yes.
I want to prejudice someone more, but I think he may.
Yeah, fucking A, drag his ass back in.
It's not an option at this point because he will be sentenced at that time. Sure.
All right. And there we have it. Yeah. Excuse the crazy hair after having the hat and the wig and everything else on. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a really rough one. But you know what? This is the reality of courts and what we expect people to do this, you know, that we expect people to do these things for us. Like these people have to deal with this every single day. It's something that I used to do on a daily basis in court. One day I could have a case just like this. The next day it could be a car crash or something minor, and then another one of these or 2 or 3 of these in a day. And it's tough going, man. It's tough going. Anyway, let me grab these last couple of super chats and PayPals, and then I will bounce out of here because it's gone past midnight and I have to be up early in the morning, and I'll be making more videos. I'm going to have another video coming out just after this live stream, so definitely stay tuned for that. Cerebral Tackle, good to see you, my buddy, for $5 says, I hate getting teeth yanked, but tomorrow I go in. FML, if you hear screams and cursing clear from here, you'll know why. I don't envy you, my friend. I have been there. It blows, and I wish you the very, very best, and hopefully you'll be back tomorrow for a bit of a laugh, but don't laugh too hard because I don't want you to hurt your teeth. Mama tried to become a new member. Thank you so very much indeed. We'll give Mama tried the usual welcome with a load of defamation shamrocks in the side chat, and Chili's blow up doll for $2 says, Jail said I gave him herpes. Yeah, but where did you get them from? The first name on your name, I think. Bobby Williams, isn't it tomorrow is your birthday, right? Don't forget your birthday video promised me. If it's tomorrow, I will be live tomorrow. So make sure you're there and you get a very special happy birthday from me. I think it's tomorrow, you said, if I'm not mistaken. I'll wait for you to. It is tomorrow. Okay. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow night. I promise. And yeah, you're going to get a very special happy birthday from me. Thank you so much, Gregory Yannick, for the $5 on PayPal. I really appreciate that. And just a reminder, so our lucky winner of last month's Irish Demon merch box with just a reminder of what's in it for people in case you don't remember. One of these custom embroidered hats. Really, really cool. One of these custom made leather wrist strappy things. I actually made that myself. It's a hobby of mine. Also a wooden spoon that I carved just because a lot of people were asking about them for ages. There's some of my favorite candies in there. So Irish chocolate, some really nice bags of Irish candies. What else is in there? One of these Irish Demon mugs is in there. There'll be just some personal stuff from me and little things that I like as well that I want to share with you guys. And a few extra little bits and pieces in there, stickers and all that kind of thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Too much to actually list. There's a wooden spoon signed by my mammy. Somebody had that great idea a little while ago. So wooden spoon there signed by my mammy. And yeah, there's a few other little bits and pieces, a whole load of bits. And yeah, I'll get in touch and I'll send them on. Now, every month it'll be a little bit different. We'll have similar things in there. And if anybody has any ideas of what you'd like me to put into the box, I will definitely do that. I got officially dared. And I promised I would say this tonight, okay? I promised I would say it. So I'm going to say it. You know who you are. And yeah, I was told that if I do a live stream this weekend and I hit a certain amount of donations, that I have to set up an OnlyFans. And I agreed to it, and I will do it. I will do it. W124 Mercedes for $5 says, here's some Irish demon crack. Shamrocks. I love it. I love it. That's what keeps me going. The shamrocks. You might not know this, but Irish people, we live on shamrocks. It's literally all we eat and smoke. It's Irish cannabis is what it is. Yeah, Kimmy Dawn, I it's actually a bet, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, it's a bet basically that if I hit a certain amount, that he would donate that same amount to charity, and that I would have to set up an OnlyFans and put some videos up on it. Now, there won't be anything. It'll be funny. It'll be a funny OnlyFans is what I'm saying. It'll be a funny OnlyFans. So don't get too excited. Maybe a little bit excited. And yeah, we'll oh yeah, Christina. I'm trying to think where the best. I need to set up that extra email address for people to message me. I did it and then I forgot the fucking thing. Anyway, I didn't catch that today, Jimmy. I didn't catch that today. But yeah, I'll be setting up an OnlyFans if I hit a certain level. I'll announce that probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to get him to come on the show. But if I do hit that level, he is going to donate. Well, I think he's going to donate the same amount to charity of my choice. So at least there's that. But it won't be anything racy because my mother's watching. And also, I don't have a drone to fly up there to take photographs of my unit because you'd have to get an aerial photo, bro. Paul Morrison says, don't forget to message me back. I will. I won't be able to do it tonight because I have got to go do something before I go to bed. But definitely tomorrow, I have a little bit more time tomorrow that I can sit down and go through things. I really want to start catching up with people and things that I have to do. It's been just a crazy few days. You guys have no idea. Now, another reminder. It's 14th of April today in the beautiful Republic of Ireland and some other parts of the world. Probably all parts of the world now, except maybe in Australia. Oh, no. It's, yeah. It is. I'm not good with time and stuff like that. Anyway, I am actually heading away 10 days from today. I'm heading away to Spain. I'm just going for 6 days, just for a little bit of a vacation, just to go down there and unwind. I'm going to do some history tours and do some horse riding and just chilling on the beach. Simple as that. So I will do some live streams from Spain, just walking around and just having a bit of fun with you guys. So I'll be doing some live streams from Spain. And but not like proper ones, if you get me. And then I'll be making extra videos this week to put out during that week that I'm out. So there'll still be plenty of stuff going on during that time. You take that back, didgeridoo. You don't need no magnifying glass. Maybe. Thank you so much to thank you so much to Palmyra Productions for the $10 super chat. It says, have a beer in our mother homeland for us. I absolutely will. I just saw your comment come up about that too. I absolutely will. Thank you so much to Damon for the $5 super chat with no message, but thank you very much. You'll also be entered into it's a free draw. So if you'd like to enter it for free, all you have to do is pick any one of my videos, watch it, enjoy it, and all that good stuff. And then I want you to share it with your friends on Facebook or Smoke Signals, whatever way you can share it. And all you have to do is leave a little comment in the side chat that just says shared. That's all I need. Shared, or tell me where you shared. It would be really cool. and then I can add you into that one for free as well. For super chats or PayPals or super thankses, then you're also entered into it. And for every dollar that comes through to support the channel, you get one free entry into the draw. And they'll be slightly different every month. Just depends on what I can get my hands on to send out to you. And there's going to be some runners-up stuff. I have a few extra cups and things like that. So I might just do some little competitions during the week. Maybe next week, do a couple of competitions like best joke or something. And they're note to self, get a new feckin' cable tomorrow. These bastard cables are so expensive, and I'm after breaking about 6 of them. Oh, it's painful. Lover Canuck says, bonsoir, mon ami. Thank you for making today better, ID Army. Thank you so much indeed. Amanda Robb's been a member for 5 months. Says 7 p.m. at 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that means. It's either really hot or really cold. In Ontario, Canada, so cold. So I think it isn't still the 13th of April, but 13th of July. Oh, so that's warm then, is it? I don't know. I don't know Fahrenheit. I didn't know they used Fahrenheit in Canada. I thought they used proper measurements in Canada. It was really cold this morning. It was really, really cold this morning. Morgan says, hello from Belgium. Come taste our beers. I love your beers. I also love your World War II history. And I would love to come to Belgium. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just to confirm, Bastogne is in Belgium, right? I'd love to go to Belgium. I'm actually, so I'm going to Spain at the end of this month. And then next month, I'm actually going to hopefully, if I can get the car fixed, it's like fixed, but not enough to drive on the continent. Hopefully, if I can get the car fixed, I'm going to be driving over to Wales. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how can one drive to Wales from Ireland? Because there's a sea in the way. I'll be going on the ferry and going down to near London to visit my brother. I'll be going to Wales to watch the Macloop fighter jets, baby. I love fighter jets. And to go visit some other friends and stuff like that. I'll let you guys know where I'm going to be over there for anybody who's in the UK who'd like to come meet up or whatever and just hang out for a day. That'd be absolutely awesome. And oh, wow. Amanda Robb, no shit. Yana F says, finally caught alive. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. But Amanda has confirmed that it is, in fact, Celsius. Awesome. Awesome. Because I know in America, they use Fahrenheit, or as I call it, hamburger degrees or pew-pew degrees, and I don't understand what they mean. But anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys joining me. No, Susan, I was the only one in Australia. I've got one brother in England, and the rest of them live here in Ireland. Actually, both within about 15, 20 minutes where I live. All right, lads and lassies, but with that, I will love you and leave you for this evening. Paul, how come you didn't have a moderator's wrench all this time? Yeah, Bastogne is in Belgium. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, no, I'd love to. Oh, yeah. So anyway, the other part of that is depending on how things go. So I do YouTube, but I also have like a little side business that I do as well. And if things are all going well there, I might even continue my journey and go on the Eurotunnel down into France, check out a little bit of France and Belgium, and then probably head home and then see where the wind takes me then for the summer, but still concentrating on all of my work here and getting everything that I need to do done. So again, lads and lasses, thank you so much for joining me. You have an absolutely wonderful evening. I hope I gave you a bit of a laugh. I know some of this stuff today was quite heavy. It'll be much more lighthearted tomorrow. Hopefully, when I wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be at 42,000 subscribers. We're nearly there. I think about 100 away. All going well. Thank you so much, Brenda. You have a great night too. And lads and lasses, thank you so much. We'll catch you later. I don't have the outro loaded. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to put the intro as the outro. Sorry for anybody just joining right now who's going to be very confused by that. But anyway, lads and lasses, thank you so much. Slàinte.